punks and retro nerds? It's your host, Tommy the Hammer. Welcome back to another edition of Neon Trash. Today we're going to be taking a look at two prolific PS4 titles. I'm talking about Batman Arkham Knight and the brand new SpiderMan game. We're going to be discussing both of these titles and get down to brass tacks on which one I think is the best superhero title for the PS4. But before we do that, I want you guys to check out the trailers. I think they're awesome. And let's kick things off with the OG, Batman Arkham Knight.
For the hero, the only true conclusion is death. The hero does not cower to death, for that would belittle life. The hero knows he cannot defeat danger, but for a moment, he can free others from fear. Let those left behind find hope in his sacrifice. Let those who knew him well speak of his fierce loyalty, unwavering convictions, and when the time came, his ultimate willingness to give all. Legends live on. Only man comes to an end. This is how the Batman died.
Alright guys, so there you have it. That was the trailer for Batman's Arkham Knight. It's pretty freaking epic. I love it. But now let's take a look at the Spider-Man trailer.
Behind bars. What's next?
And the city's safer than ever. Maybe Peter Parker can have more of a life.
Are you in trouble? Do you need money?
No, I mean, I'm a little behind on my rent, but no, I'm fine.
Take care of this place. It represents the best part of me.
This is Miles. He's gonna be helping out around here.
For acts of extraordinary bravery. I'm the one who kept order in this city!
What is this? Devil's breath.
Your city and everything you care about will be destroyed. The people will beg you for help, but you won't be able to save them.
Get more backup. Wait!
We've got to play this just right. Please stop!
Maybe the city needs our friend more than you think.
So let's start things off with the Batman game. Let's talk about that a little bit. This one is a damn fine addition to the series. It's vast, it's detailed, it's dark, and it really kind of hits you in the feels. As a Batman fan, I love this game. It really puts you behind the mask of the Caped Crusader. And growing up, during the 1980s, I always wanted to be Batman. I dressed as him. For Halloween, I loved the 1989 Batman film. I must have watched it about a bajillion times. You get a vast and wide array of things to do around the city of Gotham, and not one of the side quests feels lame or menial. Everything in this game really knocks it out of the park. And, you know, when it comes down to open world, sandbox, beat 'em up titles, well, after I beat this game, I said to myself, damn, this is going to be a hard one to top for sure. But now that we've talked about Arkham Knight a little bit, let's move on to the brand new Spider-Man game. This one plays almost identically to the Batman titles. So you could say that this Spider-Man game, you know, kind of lifted a lot of the elements from the Arkham series wholesale. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing in my opinion. A lot of video games borrow ideas and elements from other titles. It's just the nature of the business. And if one thing works, then another company is going to want to use it and try to refine it for their own experience. Graphically speaking, this game is very impressive. I loved the way Spider-Man was animated. I love the way the city looks, and the roster of villains is top-notch. It's one to rival the Arkham Knight game, in my opinion. I feel like this has a very strong story with some amazing voice actors and great characters, but there were certain elements to the Spider-Man game that I wasn't too crazy about. Mainly, its side missions. There's a lot of them in the city of New York that just kind of feel weak and menial. The boss battles are over the top, and I really love them. My favorite one would have to be where Spider-Man is fighting Rhino and Scorpion at the same time. So I guess the question is, guys, which title is the best superhero game for the PS4? Well, I'm going to be perfectly blunt with you guys and say this. Personal tastes, they're all subjective, and it depends upon the individual. So when it came down to these two titles, I reflected upon both of their strong elements and both of their weak elements, and found myself thinking about Arkham Knight a little bit more. This game is truly amazing. The level of detail, the dark storyline, the uncompromising action and intense side missions were just bar none. It knocked it out of the park. Spider-Man, on the other hand, had very strong boss battles, but some really lame and redundant side missions. And if I had to rate both of these titles out of 10, I would give Arkham Knight a solid 10 out of 10 and Spider-Man a 9 out of 10.